What's going on, Virgo? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be a reading for October 2022. So, in this reading, Virgo, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy for October. We're going to take a look at some things you do not see coming, and we're also going to get some advice from your angels and spirit guides. So, before we begin this reading, Virgo, as always, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through this reading, and I really do appreciate you in advance for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this general reading happens to resonate with you, Virgo, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. That would also be greatly appreciated over here, Virgo. So, without further ado, I am going to pull the energy, and we'll see what it is that wants to come through for you, Virgo, for October 2022. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Virgo. Alright, Virgo, let's lay out these cards and see what is coming your way here for October 2022. Man. All right, Virgo. Very interesting energy, as always, that you have coming through. Overall, I see it being a quite enjoyable October 2022 for you. There's definitely going to be a little bit of healing that is going to be happening here, though. And it may have to do with a little bit of, deception when it comes to someone that you're dealing with in love. There could be a little bit of immaturity that bothers you. This is either going to be... You're going to recognize your own immaturity and you're going to be aware of it, but then you're going to keep doing it. For others of you, though, this is going to be someone around you that is very immature, especially when it comes to, I don't know if you're going to be jealous of someone and they're not being honest with you, but there is a little bit of advice here that you have to, take responsibility, Virgo, for, what you put up with, what you allow people to do without putting your foot down. So that's just what I'm getting right off the bat. So we start off with your opportunity is the Eight of Swords here. So this is something to recognize. You're not as stuck as you think you are. Whatever you're feeling you're feeling a lot of stuckness in your life here. This person, they're not, the swords are not pointed at them, they're pointed down. And you see that wrap, the wrap for the Eight of Swords is not as tight as you think. So we're going to have to clarify what this is about, but there's an opportunity, I will say, to look at your own stuckness. And I feel your own stuckness is like settling. You might be settling for something in your life that may not actually be for your highest benefit, and you start to be like, well, it's my fault because I'm the one settling for it. That's what I'm getting so far. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles here in your challenge, Virgo. So there could be, I'm getting relationship issues gets in the way of your work. That's just practically with this challenge. There could be a lack of productivity, and a lot of you Virgos out there are very detail-oriented with your work. So for a Sagittarius, they might not give a shit about the details of their work. I know how detail-oriented and kind of perfectionist, and that's probably why the cream rises to the top, whatever you do. But there's some lack of productivity here. On a more deep level, though, Virgo, it could be that there's something that you need to work on, that is hard to work on, and so you just kind of go on ignoring it, or you kind of just like, the opportunity is to look at what is the blindfold on, what is it that you kind of know is there, but you're just like, I don't really want to do that, and so then it leads to a lack of productivity because you're not working on the thing that would actually advance you. Right? So, I don't know, Virgo. We're going to clarify that in a moment, but let's start off here, Virgo. In your overall general energy, I definitely like this energy for you. So, overall, October is going to be great for you. I do feel that, but a lot of hiccups along the way. You have the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and also the Four of Swords here for you, Virgo, in your overall general energy. So, for a lot of the more feminine Virgos out there, I feel like this is going to be what you're embodying, a balance between fire and earth energy. That's a lot of passion and also remaining grounded. And like the Queen of Wands to the Queen of Pentacles is like acting on your ideas, like using your own uniqueness and your own weirdness to channel it. A lot of you intuitively, there could be a relationship issue that angers you, and at first it leads to a lack in productivity, but if you can properly channel it into your work without ignoring the healing process that also needs to take place, it will actually really help you. If you're more of a masculine Virgo, it's like there could be a choice. There could be two different types of people in your life. There could be a choice in love here that you really need to think deeply about. All right, but it also could be, even if you're more masculine, I still see you embodying that energy. So it's not as like, this is just energy. It does not have to do with like, I'm trying to make it black and white, right? So then Virgo, we have in what you don't see coming, we have the Page of Wands, we have the Three of Swords, and we also have the Seven of Swords here in what you don't see coming. I'm almost getting like you're doing something like perceivedly like an innocent thing that then it like stings you or something. Like there's some sort of immature behavior or immature energy that leads to a lot of hurt. So this could be someone not following up on their promises that they made you, Virgo. This also could have to do with work for some of you, but there's definitely a lot of pain here in what you don't see coming, and it has to do with like, maybe a little bit of deception there with that Seven of Swords, a lack of honesty, a little bit of sneaking around. So if you're dealing with someone in love who tends to be immature, I would just watch that. There may be a letdown. We're going to have to clarify what that's about in a moment, Virgo. But and then in the advice from your spirit guides, we have the Five of Wands, we have the Three of Wands, and we also have the Six of Swords in the advice from your spirit guides for October 2022. So there's definitely something, Virgo, that you're going to be moving on from. There could be a travel here, and your opportunity here, right, looking at your own stuckness, you're not actually stuck. There's a great Stoic quote that I think will help you, is that if circumstances do not serve you, leave. All right, not all, like, you have to know whether it's in alignment or not, but the Six of Swords in your advice is like, get out of choppy water, move to calmer waters, Virgo. Remain optimistic. Despite what's happening in the external world, you must remain also optimistic and not let circumstances throw you off your game, because the challenge is the Eight of Pentacles. I see you had a lot of momentum going into October, potentially might be disturbed, but remember, circumstances, what's happening in the external world does not matter. Only your inner state of being matters. So what are you going to do with it, right? Life is all about what you do with what happens rather than what happens to you, right? So just be aware of that. And it's interesting because the Three of Swords and the Seven of Swords and what you don't see coming, and the Five of Wands in your advice, like there's a little bit of gamemanship that you need to be aware of. And it's kind of like you just standing there observing this. You see, there's just an observation. So someone I'm getting around you is going to show you their true colors, right? And for some of you, you have to have the self-awareness to realize that your subconscious is pouring out, and you discover an element of your subconscious mind that has to do with immaturity, of a lack of integrity, that you can recognize. And as long as you're not in resistance, so if you make a mistake here, you're disloyal to someone, you sneak around, you do something, as long as you're not in resistance to it, and you're like, okay, I honestly did that, you can learn from the mistake and you can move on from the mistake in a beneficial way. Whereas if you go into resistance about it and you're like, I'm such a bad person, that's not going to help you. Remember, when it comes to especially like psychology with children, the thing that messes children up is when you say, bad boy, bad girl, because what does that do? That makes them think they're a bad. You should say bad behavior, right? So even if this is someone, there could be an opportunity for forgiveness here for something that happens with another individual. Recognize bad behavior versus bad person. There are no bad people. There are only bad actions. All right, so let's go ahead and see why this 8, and also it's interesting, you have the 8 of Swords in your opportunity, you have the 8 of Pentacles in your challenge. It's number 8. That's very auspicious. It's a very good energy, but I don't know, Virgo. Let's go ahead and see, first of all, why is this 8 of Swords here in your opportunity? All right, why is this 8 of Swords here in your opportunity for October 2022? Let's go ahead and see. The 8 of Swords in your opportunity, Virgo, is clarified by the Page of Wands. It's also in what you don't see coming. The 10 of Swords and also the Emperor here in your opportunity. So I feel like there's definitely some sort of thing about like looking at how immature behavior keeps you stuck. Whether this is you putting up with immature behavior and then choosing to not move on from it. Your opportunity is to create a big ending here. The 10 of Swords is a painful ending. So this is either a painful ending to your own immature behavior, and the ending takes place by your own awareness, and you say, I'm not going to continue to do this, or you choose to move on from an individual who's immature here. That's why the 6 of Swords is also here in your advice, and the 10 of Swords in your opportunity, and then you have the Emperor here in your opportunity as well. And the Emperor here is someone who, a little bit of a, using that animalistic energy to your benefit in your opportunity. So like if an animal's pissed off, they're going to do something about it. Like you got to be an animal here. So positive masculine energy. For some of you though, if you're more of a feminine Virgo here, definitely there could be someone who's just walking all over you who thinks they're an emperor, or in some sense they are an emperor, but they're just like to the point of shadow masculinity, and like you need to put an end to it because it's like do you want to keep getting burned or not, right? So I don't know. I mean, all right, let's keep going. Why is the 8 of Pentacles here in your challenge, Virgo? What's this doing here in your challenge for October? Let's go ahead and see. One more. Why is the 8 of Pentacles here in your challenge? The 8 of Pentacles in your challenge is clarified by the Ace of Cups, the 3 of Swords, and also the 2 of Swords here. Yeah, so I feel like for a lot of you, there was something opening with your emotions to someone here, and then it's just like something, what you don't see coming is some sort of immature behavior that really stings. You have the 3 of Swords in your challenge, and you also have it in your what you don't see coming. So there's a new something that you were getting excited about that stings, and it's something that kind of puts everything to a halt, right? You have the 2 of Swords here, something you'd rather not look at, but it happened, and you can either ignore reality, but reality ignored is like squared negative sometimes. So there's something inconvenient. I can say for everyone, there's something inconvenient that happens here. It seems like, why is this happening right now? Here, Virgo, the 2 of Swords, 3 of Swords here. There's something that really, like, it messes with your ability to be productive, and it has to do with your emotions. So just be aware of that in your challenge, all right? It's important. Awareness is always the key. Let's go ahead, Virgo. I do want to clarify why that 7 of Swords is here, right? What type of, like, weirdness is happening? The 7 of Swords is also, in what you don't see coming, getting out of a situation before it burns you. So if you know something, like, why are you sticking around somewhere if it's just going to hurt you in the long run? And because it's right above the 6 of Swords. So, I don't know. Let's just go ahead and see, though, Virgo. Why is the 7 of Swords here in what you don't see coming? second. Pick this card up. The Seven of Swords is clarified by the Magician and also the Wheel of Fortune here. Interesting energy, right? Magician and the Wheel of Fortune here. This is unseen forces coming into play. I feel like for a lot of you here with this energy and what you don't see coming, there's something that happens that you may have like subconsciously asked for, and it's very inconvenient when it happens. So in other words, like what I sense happening here, Virgo, is if you ask the universe, like, hey universe, something that you wanted to manifest. So it has to do with something that you asked for, and it's a very nuanced message, so I hope you're paying attention. Like on a deeper level, if you ask for honest and open relationships with people, then something's going to happen to reveal who's not honest and open. And it has to do with unseen forces. Like the Magician to the Wheel of Fortune, that's spiritual energy. That's unseen forces coming to play that brings a physical action into the physical world with the Seven of Swords. So although it's like deceptive and it's shady, it's actually something that's going to allow you to create balance in your life from a higher level. So I honestly feel like whatever you've been manifesting, whether that's like more productivity in your work, like more abundance, more happiness, more emotional happiness, something happens here that shows you like who's really on your team and who's not, like who's actually going to be long-term beneficial to you or not. And for a lot of you, if this is your own behavior, if this is a slip that you do, right, Page of Wands, Three of Swords, like something you do in October that you wish you can reverse, it's just so that you can become more clear about your own subconscious mind and about like the energy that's running you. I know this sounds confusing to some of you, but just bear with me here, Virgo, right? So yeah, let's go ahead also. I do want to get a little more information. So let's clarify the Three of Swords. This is the centerpiece to your reading, right? So what is this pain having to do with here, Virgo? A lot of you, this could be self-sabotage as well, where if you're trying to push for like the Eight of Pentacles in your challenge, right? The Eight of Pentacles productivity in your challenge. A lot of you are trying to take too much, and this has to do with like a little bit of a different theme. If you're trying to push, no amount of action that you take can ever make up for what you lack in thought. Okay, Virgo, what I'm trying to tell you here is that there's a situation for a lot of you where you need to create a mental landscape that allows your manifestations to unfold properly. A lot of you are neglecting the fact that this reality is a reflection of your inner state. So if you're trying to make all these physical changes and just productivity and work hard and bulldoze something, it's about doing the inner work. So wake up, meditate on what you want to have happen. Do you have a clear vision in your mind of what you want to create? Or have you bought into the idea of the world of Caesar? The world of the physical world is prominent. It's not. It seems like it's prominent, but here's the thing. Like you need to. Like I would say, maybe there's a change in your thought patterns in order to lay a proper foundation for the future, right? But let's see. I don't know. Two more. Why is this Three of Swords here for you, Virgo, and what you don't see coming? The Three of Swords is clarified by the Three of Wands, the King of Wands, and also the Four of Wands here. So, I mean, yeah, for a lot of you, it has to do with someone. It's like that Emperor frequency, someone who just thinks they can do whatever they want without there being a consequence. Like someone that you care about, you have an emotional connection, they do something here that really upsets you, and it kind of throws off your future plans, right? The Three of Wands, it kind of throws off your future plans. If that's not your story, though, Virgo, there definitely is a feeling here of you, like, maybe not... There's something about the level of thought or passion that you put into something where it's trying to be like... Maybe you're trying to do something that you're not passionate about. And I'm not saying that you have to do something for a living that you're passionate about. Like, you could be doing something just for money. And if that's your choice with your own free will, then you're allowed to do that, obviously, without a lot of repercussions because you like money. But there's something about, like, do you love what you do or not? For some of you, this is big. Like, for some of you, you're not around people that you enjoy because you're just in work for the money, and you're not really expressing yourself to your full capacity. King of Wands, it's more in alignment with that Queen of Wands frequency like I'm talking about here. It's just the same energy, where you need to be honest with yourself about like what are the reasons you're involved in with what you're involved in. I don't know, like that's just what I'm getting. Let's also clarify some of this advice for you, Virgo, here. What I do want to clarify is why is this Six of Swords here in the advice? What is it that you're moving on from? Remember, don't let this shake you to your core. You have no control. A lot of times, like, listen, there's nuanced messages, so as a lot of you watch me, I say there's no such thing as the outside world, because it's all a reflection. At the same time, you don't have complete control over the external world because other people have free will and also your subconscious mind. But although you don't have perfect control of the external world, you always have perfect control of how you respond to it. So why is the Six of Swords here? Because there's some sort of way that you need to respond, Virgo. You might have to put a boundary up with someone who burns you or something. Why is the Six of Swords here, Virgo, for you in your advice? The Six of Swords in your advice, Virgo, is clarified by the Knight of Swords, the Two of Wands, and also the Two of Cups here. So yeah, a lot of you just need to kind of maybe take a break from someone in love. Even though it doesn't feel comfortable, you're just going to have to do it. Like Knight of Swords, charge forward. Two of Wands and also the Two of Cups. So for a lot of you, this definitely has to do with moving on from a relationship. I'm not saying forever, but what I will tell you here, Virgo, is that it's going to be very risky for you to just kind of brush under the rug the immature behavior that someone does towards you in October. It's going to be very dangerous for you going forward if you just brush this immature behavior that someone does or that you do under the rug. You're going to have to look at it and make a change to it. So with that being said, I'm going to conclude this reading, Virgo. I hope that this provided you clarity and insight, and I'll talk to you next time. This is the Autistic Mystic.